Welcome aboard, everyone, and today I'm coming to you live from the beautiful island of San Andres, Colombia. Now, I know coming to you real time from Colombia is going to confuse some of you because you're going to think, wow, what happened? In SSL 375 you were still back in the Sandblast Islands of Panama. Well, that's true. In SSL 375, Valentina and I were still in Sandblast Islands of Panama and getting ready to embark on my trip through Central America. So back in March, that trip took us starting out in Sandblast through Panama, up to San Andres, Colombia, through Providencia, Colombia. Then we went around the bend over to Honduras and Roatan in the Little Bay Islands. Continued on to do Guatemala and the Rio Dulce, along with Belize, Mexico, even stopped in Cuba. And then came all the way around through the Cayman Islands to complete my great circle road of Central America, ending back in the Colombian islands, Providencia and San Andres, where we are now. Now, I'd be lying if I said this great circle route came without its adventures and challenges, but it did. And the last one being the trip through the Nicaraguan waters again, of course, because of all the piracy that's been happening there lately. When Valentina and I went through those waters off the coast of Nicaragua back in March, we actually did have an incident at sea in the middle of the night where we had an unidentified vessel come up on us in the dark. You ever want to get the crap scared out of you, try that one time. I was off watch, Valentina was on watch, and it was about, I think, around 1 o'clock in the morning. And she woke me up because she had seen something off the bow that just didn't look right. Didn't know what it was, but I got up and had a look and couldn't identify it either. But all of a sudden the moon glinted off something on this boat and I just yelled, hard to port, and by the time I took it off the autopilot and cranked us around to port, we just missed a boat, went right off our bow by about 50 feet, I kid you not, 50 feet. And this boat was completely unmarked, and as soon as it went by off our starboard side, they turned on their cockpit lights and there was about 4, maybe 5 guys all standing there laughing. Boat was completely unmarked, just pure white, maybe 30 feet in length, and no identifiable features except for a great big open array radar spinning around on the top. They were obviously out there looking for boats, and they found us, but we were in the company of almost 30 other boats, and it must have looked like a Christmas tree on the ocean that night. But they came out to investigate, I guess, and went past us, and they never bothered us, luckily, but I'm sure because they figured if they were going to mess with one of us, they were going to mess with all of us. So we got lucky that night. But of course, that is the advantage of traveling in company. Now, when we finished the Great Circle route and I had to come south, we were on our own because nobody else was coming back this direction, only us, and we had to sail through the same waters in order to get back here and close the gap and make our way back to Panama. So believe me when I say that trip was probably one of the scariest ones we've had to embark on Sophisticated Lady, especially given the piracy that had been going on in these waters for the past couple of months before we actually made our transit, including the reason for this video, which was the disappearance of an owner and boat right in the middle of the area where we were about to sail through. So this episode may not be one of the happy episodes you're always expecting, but hey, this is real life and this is what we went through. So with that, I give you one of my captain's logs from the last passage just before we arrived safely back in Colombia. Captain's log. Sea date, July 18, 2019. We are currently around the middle of the Caribbean Sea, about 160 miles east of the shoreline of Nicaragua. So yes, in the Nicaraguan Sea, the pirate area. We are on our way to the island of Isla Providencia. And along the way we have come across the exact location of the last known whereabouts of a fallen sailor that we are here to remember today. On June 11th, 2019, Andreas Sipsakas, a 40-year-old male from Estonia, was in this exact same place in these waters when at midnight he ran into some form of trouble and set off his EPIRB, and 40 minutes later set off a second EPIRB, and that was the last communications from Andreas, and that was from this exact point in this part of the Caribbean Sea. He was also on passage from Jamaica, but to Providencia or San Andres, to the Colombian waters, and crossing through the Nicaraguan waters. Nobody knows if he ran into trouble with the boat, hit something, collided, the boat sank, if he got captured by pirates, they took the boat, but nobody knows. He just disappeared. All that was found was one of his EPIRBs attached to his life jacket, and he was nowhere to be found. Andreas was captain of his own boat. It was a 10-meter sloop sailboat called Salacia, I believe. By all accounts, it was a very seaworthy vessel equipped to go anywhere in the world, and as such, the captain was treated in the same manner. Something went terribly wrong that night, and nobody knows what. We just know that this apparently is the last place that we heard from him, so we can assume that this is now Andreas' final resting place. As such, the crew of Sophisticated Lady have come together, and we have put together a memorial. So a little wreath comprised of some of our bamboo from on board for good luck, and some dried roses from on board for love. We have a note from the crew to send off best wishes and hopes that King Neptune will look after Andreas and take care of us on our passage as well. So we are going to cast this to the sea today in memory of Andreas on the final resting place of him and his yacht, in the hopes that he's rest in peace. So I'm going to set this in the hopes that his soul will rest in peace. So I'm going to set this on the transom step of the boat and allow it to stay there for Neptune and the sea to claim. So with that, Andreas, we salute you. Hope your soul will rest in peace. We hope that Neptune will reward you with joy and the company of many mermaids. To Andreas.
We'll do those after.
So as the second part of our offering, we all have a coin from our recent travels, and each of us offers this coin to Neptune in the protection of us and to Andreas. Whatever he needs, we hope this will help him find it. Neptune. Last but not least, in true sailor format, a shot of rum. We offer one shot to King Neptune. We offer one shot to Captain Andreas. One shot to Captain of Sophisticated Lady.